Hey Bookaholics, welcome back to another reading vlog. This is very lightly a reading vlog. It's mostly a travel vlog. I am currently in Scotland. I have mentioned a couple times that I was going to be going to Glasgow and Edinburgh. I am here potentially rooting out maybe somewhere to live. Plans are up in the air at the minute. I'm not developing on that at the moment. But we're here. So we're here scouting around the general Glasgow area first. We're staying in Glasgow the entire time, but we are going into Edinburgh for a couple of days. Yeah, I thought I'd take you along for the ride. We did arrive in yesterday. We had a midday-ish flight, and then we just kind of wandered a little bit around Glasgow and went to Waterstones was like literally the first place that we went to while we were here. Also went into Forbidden Planet, and I did manage to buy a book, which is the book that's going to be featuring in this vlog. I hadn't actually really planned this. I just thought that this would maybe be an extension of my spinner vlog. I didn't know really what I was doing when it came to the reading in this vlog. This was there. This is The Maiden by Kate Foster. This is set in Scotland by a Scottish author, so it seemed sensible to be the one to read in my Scotland vlog. It's a fiction that is based on a real person in history, so I thought I would read this and see how I fare. So far, yesterday we did a little bit of like the high street in Glasgow. We went out for Italian food, it was really lovely, and then kind of just crashed. And then today we went out to East Kilbride and to Hamilton just to kind of see what those areas are like, just as a quiet, not in the middle of the city residential area. We liked them enough, they seemed very quaint. And tomorrow is Edinburgh, which is the part that I am most looking forward to. For obvious reasons. I'm hoping to fall madly in love with Edinburgh. So far, The Maiden has been a decent read. I'm only 60 pages in, but I am liking the writing style. We are following Christian Nimmo. Christian's an interesting name to read for a woman. I've not seen it before as a woman's name, but she was a woman who was put on trial for murdering her lover, or at least someone who's rumored to be her lover. We're following her in two timelines. One is leading up to the trial, and then one is during her trial. And we're also getting another perspective, which is Violet, who is the supposed only witness to what actually went down on the day of the murder, who is also a lady of the night who was under the employ of the man that Christian supposedly murdered. And we're getting the two perspectives. One of the things that I do find with debut novels, because this is a debut, one of the things that I find with debut novels that have dual perspectives is it tends to be one perspective that I like more than the other, which at the minute for me is Christian, but that might change. That's all I have to update at the minute, so we're going to go for another wander around Glasgow now. I'll get back to you later, I guess, once I have something more to say. Hey vlog, it's been a couple of days, so I thought I would check in. We have since done Edinburgh. I met up with Eleanor Nikufata, who I'll leave link down below, who is my oldest booktube friend. We've known each other since I started booktube in 2020. Also, we went today to Falkirk and we saw the Kelpies, and I met up with Louise from Foxton's Fairy Tales, who I will also leave linked down below. So it's been like a whole booktube meetup thing as well. It's been amazing. I've been having such an amazing time, and yeah, still scouting out places, and I loved Edinburgh. It was absolutely stunning. Old cities are always my thing. Like I love old buildings and stuff like that. We went round twice because when we first got there it was so early in the morning, nothing was open yet, so we just went round while the streets were a little bit more empty, and then we went round again when things were open so we could like look in shops and get food and things like that. So that was really nice. We had a lovely time. I think for me so far, like obviously it's the highlight in a touristy sense, but just being here in Glasgow in terms of someone who is looking to move, I think we've been having a better time almost in Glasgow. It feels more homely. While I think Edinburgh is gorgeous and it is stunning, it's maybe not somewhere I would want to live. So it's been really interesting because it's like that's somewhere that if we lived in this area we could go visit, somewhere we could go see occasionally, but it's not somewhere that I mean it's not somewhere I wouldn't live, it's just not somewhere that I would prioritize living, because having lived somewhere that does get quite touristy, then during tourist season you do feel a little bit pushed out of your own city. But it's been lovely. It was gorgeous to see Edinburgh, and it's just I'm having a really nice time in Glasgow. Like I'm really enjoying Glasgow as well. So yeah, things are going well so far. Also, we found out that the Scottish people are incredibly nice. Just some of the nicest people. Like I don't know, we've not encountered anyone that seems very stern or serious or anything yet. Just everyone seems really welcoming and really nice. So we've been having a lovely time. This is technically a booktube channel, so I will talk to you about the book that I'm reading because I am now halfway. I am halfway through The Maiden, and I am really liking it. It did start to kind of pick up a little bit in the last 60 or so pages. I definitely think it's one of those where the pacing is probably not perfect and could do with a little bit more refining, but for a debut it's really good. But for a debut as a book it's really good and I'm enjoying it. I would say that our protagonists are quite interesting because we're seeing a little bit of the way that because women's lives depended on men, they saw rivalry in each other all the time, which is something that you read a lot. I wish we had more books that had a little bit more female camaraderie. In Violet's perspective, we get like an interesting combo of having female camaraderie and then also female rivalry, and it's really fascinating to see who she feels what with. And it also feels very much like a class divide issue as well. It's got quite interesting commentary, I suppose, on the way that patriarchy and classism as a whole are used to divide people. I'm looking forward to continuing this one. I'm liking the prose style. So yeah, so far so good for both the trip itself and the book. So I'll hopefully get back to you, I guess, maybe once I'm done with the book or once I'm done with the holiday, whichever comes first. Hey vlog, as you can see, I'm home from my trip to Scotland. We had a lovely time. I didn't do as much checking in as I would have liked, but I absolutely cannot wait to go back. So yeah, I think Stirling is the place that actually captured our hearts the most, which was kind of an impromptu thing. We were like, oh well, you know, now that we've done all of the house hunting areas kind of thing, we'll just nip to Stirling because we heard it's lovely, and then I fell in love with it. But yeah, I am really glad to be home. I'm sorry if I don't seem very coherent. I have not been to sleep in 34 hours now. We pulled an all-nighter because we had a really early flight, and I've not had any sleep since yesterday morning. Bear with me if I don't seem very coherent. I did finish The Maiden. I finished it, what even are days? I finished it on our last day in Scotland, but I finished it in the morning. I had a good time with this. I do think it had a little bit of pacing issues, and I do think that there were definitely POVs that were stronger. I liked the conversation it was trying to have. I think it did a really good job of highlighting the way that patriarchy hurts women, but also the way that it pits women against women, that whole divide and conquer thing, and the way that each woman in this had to be for herself, but that in the end the way they felt about each other was interesting. So I really appreciated that, and so much so that I did actually end up purchasing another Kate Foster. I've got the morning necklace, which I'm hoping to read at some point, but if this goes well, then I'll end up just collecting all of her works, which is very exciting. I'll do a quick haul. So obviously the first thing that I bought was The Maiden. I ended up buying this, I think, on the very first day, and I bought this when we were in Glasgow. Then I bought Where the Axe is Buried by Ray Naylor. I bought this in the Edinburgh Waterstones, and I bought this because I am going to be using this as a book club pick for March. My husband read this while we were on holiday, so I'm very excited because he's going to be potentially joining in with the discussions in the book club, so I'm excited for everyone's thoughts on this. Then from Toppings, which is also in Edinburgh, I got Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. Basically, it was a novella, so it wasn't going to take up loads of space because I only took hand luggage. I didn't have a huge amount of space, and I wanted to buy something from Toppings, so I bought this one, and it looks like it's a Rapunzel retelling, and I like T. Kingfisher's retelling, so I'm excited for this one. From an independent bookshop that's queer focused, I can't remember the name of it at the minute, but I will leave some kind of info on it down below. The name's escaping me right now, but Eleanor from Eleanor Nuchbata took me there. I had a lovely time with her, and I picked up The Last Gifts of the Universe by Riley August. This is a queer space opera, and I think it's supposed to be kind of like archaeology but in space, which is one of my favorite combos, so I'm very excited for this one. And then on the very last day, once again in Glasgow, but in a different Waterstones. The first one I went to was on maybe Hope Street or one of the offsets from Hope Street, and then this is the one I got from Argyle Street, which is the morning necklace. So I ended up with a lovely stack of books, of 5 books, which is not bad going given that we only had hand luggage. And then I also got myself some bookmarks. I got this one, this one, and this one, which I'm very excited about all of them. So I had a great time. I am so tired, so I'm going to wrap up this vlog here. But yeah, The Maidens is going to get like a 4-star from me. I had a great time. Edinburgh was stunning. I felt more at home in Glasgow though, which was weird. I don't know if that's just because that's where we were staying, but it just, I like, by the end of it, we knew our way around really easily. It was really easy to navigate, and yeah, it felt more like a regular city that you would live in instead of some sort of tourist museum almost attraction that is Edinburgh. Edinburgh is stunning, but maybe not somewhere I would necessarily want to live, more somewhere I would want to visit so it wouldn't lose its magic. While Glasgow is somewhere that I would happily, maybe not live in because I'm not a city girl, but I would happily have it as my like big city base, if that makes sense. And then yeah, Stirling is what took our hearts. I did enjoy going up to the Kelpies as well, and I think I've already mentioned this, but yeah, we went to go see the Kelpies, and I saw Louise from Foxes and Fairy Tales, and that was fantastic as well. So I got to see 2 amazing friends. I got to see a stunning country and some of its towns and cities, and I had a wonderful time. So I'm gonna go collapse now, but yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed coming along with me on this journey, and we'll see where that leads us. We'll see where we end up with whether we move and where to. At the minute, it's a bit up in the air, but I'm excited to see what's to come. And this is going to be a great, fun first vlog to hopefully come back to if we do move, to kind of see where it all started, I guess. So that's all from me for today. So thank you ever so much for watching. Let me know if you've read The Maiden or any of Kate Forster's other books. I would love to know. And I will hopefully catch you in another one soon. Bye!